Hello friends, I'm Sandy Scroggins. I am here today to show you how I made 24 cards using the Unicorn Dreams card kit by Spellbinders. This is an older kit I've had in my stash, so it may no longer be available. Included in the kit is one 6x6 paper pad, 6 pieces of 8.5 by 11 solid cardstock, a bag full of beautiful and cute ephemera pieces, white and gold ribbon, matching sequins mix, coordinating stamps, and unicorn cutting dies. I also used peel-offs by Love from Lizzie on a few of the cards. For adhesive, I used FabriTac by Beacon, art glitter glue, and my ATG gun. All of my cards are standard A2 size, which is 5.5 by 4.25 inches. Now let's get started. For my first card, I am using 3 different pattern papers. 2 are cut in rectangles for the top and bottom of the card, and 1 I trimmed up to utilize as a border strip to overlap the other 2 pattern papers. I am adhering the pattern papers directly to my white card base. I adhered a cute unicorn ephemera to the center of the card and added 3 gold star ephemeras, 2 in the top right corner and 1 just to the left corner. I made 2 cards using this design. And this is my completed card. For my second card, I used 2 different patterned papers and cut each piece into 4 3x3-inch square pieces. I placed the kitty paper to the right at an angle and the hashtag paper overlapping and straight up and down to the white card base. I adhered a 1/2 inch piece of gold mirror cardstock to the bottom of the card. Then I adhered the cute kitty face to the card. There are 6 kitty faces, so I did make 6 cards using this design. To add extra interest, I adhered 3 of the sequin to the card, 2 in the top right-hand corner and 1 next to the kitty face. Completed cards. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. For my next card, I cut 2 of the pattern papers to 3 by 6 inches and adhered them to the card base. Using another piece of pattern paper, I held the paper at an angle over the card, turned the card over, and trimmed off the excess. I then adhered the paper to the card base. I put glittered peel-offs by Love from Lizzie over the 2 pieces of pattern paper to break up the difference between the 2 pieces. Then I adhered one of the sentiment ephemera pieces to the center of the card. I made 2 cards with this design. this is my completed card. My next card is a super simple card. I adhered a piece of 5.5 by 4¼ inch piece of pattern paper to the white card base. Then I adhered a piece of 1¾ by 5½ inch piece of pattern paper to the cardstock. Using some Love from Lizzie purple peel-offs, I adhered them on either side of the pattern paper. Next, I adhered one of the journal cards with a saying in the center of the card. And that's it for this card design. I did make 2 cards using this design. And here are the 2 completed cards. This is card number 1, and this is card number 2. For my next card, I made a huge mistake by cutting the 5½ by 4¼ piece of pattern paper the wrong way. This caused me to have to make the card portrait instead of landscape, but that's okay. The card still turned out super cute. I cut a piece of pattern paper 5½ to 4¼ inches and adhered it to the card base. Then I cut another piece of pattern paper to 3¼ by 4¼ inches and adhered it to the middle of the card. Next, I cut a piece of gold mirrored cardstock 1/2 by 4¼ inches and adhered it to the bottom quarter of the card. I took one of the tag ephemera pieces and popped it up with pop dots and adhered it to the card at an angle. The ribbon I used is gold and white, and I attached it with a loop through the hole in the tag. For a little more shine, I did adhere 2 gold mirror hearts from Love from Lizzie. I made 2 cards using this design. And here is the completed card. This is the portrait way, and this is the landscape way. My next card is made with a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of pattern paper and adhered to the card base. Then I cut another piece of pattern paper to 4 1/4 by 2 1/2 inches and adhered it to the card base. Using the glitter peel-offs by Love from Lizzie, I adhered them on either side of the smaller pattern paper. I cut a 3-inch circle out of white cardstock and adhered it to the left side of the card, hanging off a little. I turned the card over and trimmed the white circle. Then I adhered this cute unicorn head to the center of the white circle. I used 3 of the sequin included in the kit and placed 2 to the right corner of the card and 1 in the white circle above the unicorn. I made 2 cards using this design. And this is the completed card. My next card is also super simple. I made 4 cards with this design. I cut 2 pieces of pattern paper in half at an angle to form triangles. I trimmed them up to fit the card base at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inches. I adhered them to the card with the words facing the correct way, which means that 2 of the cards have the triangle on the left and 2 have them on the right. Then I adhered the sparkling peel-offs by Love from Lizzie to the edge of the triangle. Then I adhered a journal card that was included in the kit to the center of the card. I adhered 3 sequin from the sequin mix to the card, 1 in the upper left-hand corner and 2 to the lower right-hand corner. And here is the completed card. This is the first set. This is the second set. This is the third set. And this is the fourth set. My next card is a super simple card. I cut 2 pieces of pattern paper at an angle to create a simple design. The pieces are cut at 4 by 3 inches. Then I overlapped them on the card. I didn't like the way it looked, so I trimmed the card base to 4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Then I took a piece of purple peel-off and a piece of sparkling peel-off by Love from Lizzie and adhered them adjacent to the 2 pattern pieces of paper. I adhered the Girl Power ephemera piece to the top of the card and the half circle ephemera piece to the center of the card. I was able to make 2 cards using this design. And this is the completed card. For my final card design, I cut a piece of pattern paper to 5.5 by 4.25 inches and adhered it to the card base. I then cut a piece of pattern paper to 2.25 by 5.25 inches and cut a fishtail on one side of the paper. I adhered it to the card with the fishtail on the bottom of the card. I adhered the Happy Birthday ephemera to the center of the card and then adhered 3 sequin from the sequin mix to the card. I placed 2 to the top corner of the banner piece and 1 on the bottom right corner of the banner. I made 2 cards using this design. And here is the completed card. Now here is a look at all 24 of the cards that I made using this kit. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and please give me a thumbs up. Also, let me know which card is your favorite in the comment section below. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.